record. So we're now recording. So tonight is our first new coach call. We usually would have done it last week, but we just had some miscommunication with Allie being traveling and everything. And I was also up at Super Saturday. So we were kind of like in travel mode and we're not thinking. But so tonight we're just going to cover leading a conversation through your invites and really working on just how to talk to people about your programs and all that stuff. Can you guys hear me okay? Because you're like freezing up. Can you hear me? Am I freezing? Oh, I feel like I'm frozen. Okay, I'm just going to keep rolling with it. So do you guys have any questions before I get started? Anything from your training that I can help you with or Joy can help you with before we start? Hi, can you all hear me? Can you guys hear me? No. Better now? You can hear me now?
A little bit.
Kind of? Okay, wait a minute. Let me try to open my door. I think my internet is just like really terrible. Can you hear me okay or no? Still choppy. Okay. Better? No. Yes? Okay. I'm just going to keep rolling with it. I'm sorry if I cut in and out. But I'm going to, do you guys have any questions about your coach training before I get started? Anything to ask at all? No? Okay. I'm just going to start our call then. I'm going to get rolling with it. So I'm going to, oh no. This is a like disaster. I don't see my little, I don't know why, but I cannot screen share. Oh, here we go. Okay. Sorry. Oh my gosh. You guys probably think I'm a nut. Okay. Can you see my screen? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to just cover tonight how to lead a conversation. You can't see my screen, Joy? You can. Okay. So basically what we're going to cover tonight is just tools for you to be in control when you're having a conversation with somebody and how to talk to somebody in a certain order so that you can best lead that conversation and get that sale in the end, okay? So first of all, you want the challenger to be the one, you're in control, but you want them to feel like they are in control. That's how I like to think about it. So you want to ask a ton of questions. And they're going to ask you a ton of questions too. But you always want to steer it back to you. Remember, you want this conversation to go to a challenge pack sale. So you want to remember that. You want that to be in the back of your mind. You want to get them to sign on and be a part of your group. So you always want to remember where you want to steer that conversation back to in the end. But always acknowledge their questions. You know, they might say, well, how much does it cost? Like right off the bat. And, you know, think about if you have that question. It's always going to be in the back of your mind unless somebody answers that question for you. So you're going to say something along the lines of, well, there is a cost involved, but let me first ask you what you're looking for. And we're going to kind of talk about that more as we go on right now. So we all hear this all the time. You send out that invite, you say, hey, I have a challenge group starting up here. And they say, yeah, sure, I'd love to hear more information, but how much does it cost? I'm totally broke right now. I have no money. And I know for me at first, I would always just say, oh, well, that's great. It's going to actually be $140 for the 21-day fix. If you jump right into that, you're going to scare the crap out of them. And somebody that's broke, I don't care how broke you are, $140 is a lot of money. So they're probably going to run away and say, see you later, no thank you. You put no value into what they get for $140. So don't do that, okay? That's like my number one advice. Do not ever just say, hey, great, let's sign you up, it's $140. Instead, what you can do is say, great, there is a fee involved, but it's going to depend on which program you choose. So you're putting in their court, you're making them feel like they're the ones in control, and you say, can I ask you a couple questions to help you figure out what program? Hi, I'm back. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me now? Yes? Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay. So where was I? Can you still see my screen? Or no? Can you see it? Yeah. Okay. So, hang on one second. Okay. So anyway, you also can ask them a few questions to figure out what program will be best for them to reach their goals. So you're putting it back in their control. And then from there, I kind of go into this like interview process with my potential challengers. I just want to ask them a ton of questions, and it helps you get to know them first of all, and it helps you make the best suggestion for them so that they're hooked and you can build up a program and talk all about something that really meets their goals. So, you ask them just these basic questions. What's your overall goal for our program? Losing weight, better nutrition. What is the biggest setback you have? Maybe they have a hard time with clean eating. Maybe they have a hard time with portion control. Ding, ding, ding. You should think you have a program that uses the containers. How would you feel if you reached that goal? So really dig into their feelings. Love, hate with workouts. If they hate yoga and Pilates, you should never suggest PiYo to them. But it's helping you form this great suggestion for later. Current fitness level. If somebody's never worked out a day in their life, you should not be recommending hammer and chisel to them. You want to be recommending a program like 21-day fix or something a little bit more, beginner level. Just how much time they have to dedicate to their workouts. I'm always amazed. People are like, I can spend, an hour and a half, 2 hours on my workouts. I'm like, oh, all right. And then when you can say to them, well, how does 30 minutes a day sound? They're like, oh, yeah, like that's awesome. So, you kind of can sell them there too. And then any special circumstances are really important. You want to know, for Shakeology purposes, do they have any allergies? With Shakeology, usually the vegan options usually cover those allergies, but you do want to make sure you know that. Any injuries they have, if they have a bad knee injury or something that would keep them from doing an intensive program, you need to know that. They're crazy schedules. If somebody's working 3 jobs and doesn't have time, you want to consider programs that do use a 30-minute workout or a short program like T25 or things like that that would allow them to still reach their goals with those crazy schedules. So just take note, guys, all of this happens, all these questions, this conversation, before any program is mentioned, before you give any price. So you're really forming a relationship here. You're just having a conversation with somebody like you would anybody, like you would a friend or anybody about, just make it natural, make it just like you would talk to anybody. Don't be weird about it. I think for me, I was just like so awkward and weird at first, and I was, worried about how I talk to people. But if you just talk to somebody like they're your best friend, and you're just like wondering what they want to do, like you get a little bit further, in my opinion. So you've kind of gone through this interview then. You've asked them a ton of questions. You really pretty much know where they're coming from. And you probably even got to know a little bit about them. So now you can go ahead and recommend your program. You've formed that relationship. You've built that trust. So they're going to see some value now. And they're going to trust you and trust what you have to offer them. So I always like to, as well, when I recommend my program, to go back to their original goal. If they told you they want to lose weight and they are having trouble with portion control, or they love circuit training, then bring that all back now when you recommend your program. So here's a really good example. So it's great. I have an awesome program for you. It has 30-minute workouts. They're similar to circuit training, but there's also a large variety. So you can see we're talking about 21-day fix here. It also has a great nutrition plan that will make dieting non-existent. So maybe this person said they didn't like to diet, or they're like a yo-yo diet, or like someone like that. And it will transition you into that healthy lifestyle. And just say it's really going to help you with your goal, your reinstatement goal here of losing weight. So you, again, put value into this. You've taken it back to them, and they see, you're kind of like talking them into it almost. You're getting them excited for what this program is. But once again, I haven't even mentioned the name of this program. So you're still forming this relationship. You're still forming this conversation. Now, after you've done that, hopefully they say, wow, that sounds great. Don't get too excited. Don't send them every single thing there is to know about the program, 21-day fix. Like, don't just send them, don't word vomit all over them. You need to break up the program into the details so it's clear and they understand exactly what exactly what they can expect out of the program. And I like to break it up. First, I'll explain the meal plan portion, ask them if they have any questions, and I'll explain how the workouts work. And then usually by now they want to know, like, how does this group about? Like, how does this challenge work? What are you talking about, this secret, group on Facebook? Like, what the heck is that? And you definitely want to explain that and add value to that too, because that's, I think, the best part of what we have to offer. That one-on-one coaching, that community of support, the accountability. I think that's the best thing that you as a coach, honestly, away from the program and away from all that, they're wonderful. But the challengers experience is something that you need to sell them on. You need to talk about how that group changed you and your life, relate it back to you, share it, make it heartfelt, and just, say, you can always share your own story. I think most of us can speak very highly of our challenge group and how it changed us. So don't be afraid to, share that with them, make them feel it, and make it heartfelt. I also like to, especially if I'm in a hurry, like I want to share about the program, but I don't have time to sit down and break it up for them. I like to send them a video. It's in your sales and marketing tab in your back office, and if you go down to the business tools tab, I like to share that video, that promo video with them. I say, hey, like, I would love to share about the 21-day fix. I have a great short video. Would you be able to watch it? And we could reconnect tomorrow morning about it. And usually I say, yeah, sure, send it my way. And make sure you say a time where you're going to talk to them about it again, so that they have some urgency there and they have their questions ready to roll. So I like to do that too. And people, for me even, I know I'm very visual and I like to see things, not just hear about them through text. So it's always great. to share that video with them as well. So now that you've explained the program, you still actually, guys, are not ready to share the price. Believe it or not, you're not there yet. You need to close it, and you need to close it in a classy way. So the way you do that is just ask a few more questions. Ask them what they think about the program, what they like about it, what they're not sure about. Ask them if they can see it in their life. Will it fit in your lifestyle? Will it fit with your busy work schedule? What do you think? Will this work? And then, do you have any questions before I share the price with you? So you're leading into this price share, but you're still making sure they don't have any questions. And most of them are ready right now. You build a trust, you build a relationship, and you put so much value into it. And when you share that price, guys, your value that you're putting into it is not over yet. Make sure you never, ever send them that flat price. You never say, oh, great, well, I'm glad you liked the details of 21-day fix. It's going to be $140. And you leave it at that. Don't do that, okay? Never send that flat price. In the files section of the Classically Fit, you will see every single program's challenge pack price breakdown, and it gives them everything that they get for that $140. So look at this list. I mean, people are going to be like, oh, wow, like you get a lot for your money. That's really better than I thought. So you tell them you get the DVDs, you get the nutrition guide, Shakeology water bottle, Shakeology. You get that one-on-one coaching from me. You get access to that group, which you build all that value to. So you've added value to each and every single item on this list already, and you kind of like put it all in front of them. And you give them that as a part of the price breakdown. And I always mention too at the bottom that it comes with that 30-day money-back guarantee. You know, some people are worried about committing. They're worried about, you know, well, what if I don't get results? What if I don't? I've never had somebody return their program, honestly, guys, but you need to give them that option. You need to tell them it's out there. It could be the make or break for some people, those people that are just not really, you know, they have a hard time making a commitment. And if you give them that, if you tell them about that 30-day money-back guarantee, that might, you know, push them to go ahead and sign up. So make sure that you do include that Beachbody does guarantee, no questions asked. You can get your money back if you don't see your results. So that's all I really have to share. I know there's a lot of information. I'd be happy to share these slides with you guys if you'd like me to. I know some of you took notes, but just to go back to, and I will be posting a recording too, so go back and check that out if you know, are stuck on any of those parts. So my call to action for you tonight is just to implement one of these things at least into your invites this week. Do not word bomb them people either. I want you to really focus on the relationships. Forming the relationship is key. And I think for me, my invites and my you know, success points and getting challenges signed on really hit the ball rolling when I focus on taking my time, forming a relationship with people, and just, you know, making sure those relationships, putting value into what we do. It was a game changer for me. So, you know, don't worry about how many people you get signed up and how fast you can do it, because that's not, in the end, that's really not what you're trying to do. You're trying to form a relationship with the challenger. If you do it in your invite, it's going to become that much easier when they are your challenger and you're trying to help them reach their goals. So that is my spiel for tonight. Does anybody have any questions for me or for Joy, or you know, you can ask anything. It doesn't have to be about the invites. It can be anything from your training this week or looking forward. Next week, I'll be covering how we're going to run our challenge group. So, you know, that is coming up. So we'll cover that next week on next week's call. But any questions for me, ladies? You guys are doing awesome, by the way, keeping up with all your assignments and your trackers. And I know you're getting those invites out there and pushing really hard. So keep up the great work. But anyway, questions? No?
No, not really.
All
It's
right.
just been a little slow going at the moment.
Yeah. Well, just stay consistent, and don't be afraid to. You can send more than 3 to 5 invites a day. You can send 10 if you're really ambitious. Don't feel like that. There's never a limit to that. So if it is slow going, they say like it takes 1 in every 10 people to sign on. So when it's slow, what's that?
Mm-hmm.
When
I know Allie had talked about like sometimes those people who just don't respond. In that case, like ever follow up like in a few days after you first message them if they saw it, or kind of how do you approach that, I guess?
Yeah, if I see they saw my message, I'll just say, "Hey, girl, how you doing? I saw you read my message the other day. Are you wondering more about the program? Can I answer any questions from my message from before?" And honestly, there's some people that are never going to answer you. And you try a few times in your follow up, and if they don't answer, I kind of push them to another list, and I might follow up with them months later. You never want to be like too pushy or annoy anybody, or be like, "Oh my God, that girl," and get unfriended or anything like that. So, proceed with caution. But stay on top of them too. Some people do read, like I know for me, I read people's messages and then I'm like get distracted and just don't answer. Like that does happen too. So don't always, and never take it personally. I mean, some people just don't really know what you're doing yet. And the way you're consistent on Facebook and consistent with your posts, then they might see like, oh, she's legit, like she's really doing this, and yeah, maybe I will answer her now. Like people come around, so that's why we stay consistent all the way around in our messages and our posts and all that. So, yeah, I'd say if you're finding that people just aren't answering and you're finding things are slow, just send more invites. There's no limit to those. So, and a control, you want to be able to answer all the people, so don't send like 500 invitations, but in reason, because I've gone a little invite crazy some days, and like, oh my God, why did I? That's all these people. They're all answering me. Like, where did they come from? No one answered me yesterday. So keep that in mind. But yeah, number one thing, stay consistent and form those relationships when you talk to people, for sure. So, anything else I can help you with? Oh, I just wanted to tell you, ladies, and actually I'm going to share my screen real quick again. I wanted to show you, you might have seen it while I was talking. On our training page, I made a document, and this is just, you might have seen these in process set before. These are just to keep us organized, so know how many challenges we have and creating a posting schedule. I'll go ahead and take care of pre-season and setting up the group for us for this time. We're still, over a week out, so we got plenty of time to get all this up and running. But there is the curriculum, and we'll talk about how you use that next week. I don't want to overwhelm you. I just wanted to kind of show you this was here. And if you do sign somebody up, you can edit this document. All you have to do is click this little down arrow and push edit document. You just add your challenger. Maybe their name's Bob, and then you'll write Bob, and then they just include their program. You write 21 Day Fix, and then next to that you'll write your name so we know who their coach is. And then you can feel free. You can do it now. You don't have to, but you can sign up for a week of posting. Depending on how many challengers we get as a whole coach training group, where there's Joy and Lindsay and Marissa and Callie are all part of this too, as veteran coaches, so we can kind of break off if need be if we have a ton of challengers, so that we all get a good experience, so that we all get to post and be a part of it. It's also good just to keep the group small. I think a beautiful challenge is like 10 people. You can keep an eye on everybody really well and keep that good relationship with everybody. When you get to groups of like 20 challengers, it's completely overwhelming. So if we need to, we'll break them up into different groups. But I just created this document to get us rolling, and we can go from there. Feel free to sign up or put your challenges in there as you sign them up. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. And like I said, we'll cover things like that next week a lot more, like how we run our groups, how you shout people out and all that stuff. And in your training next week, we'll be covering challenge groups. So don't feel overwhelmed there yet. I just wanted to give you a heads up why I put that in there tonight, because I know some people have signed people up. So I want them to have a place to put their name. Okay. All right. Well, if you don't have any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and stop us because it is almost time for our other call. If you're going to hop on the Class Reset call, I know I am. If any more questions before I stop our recording? No? All right. Well, I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, of course. I will come upstairs from now on for my calls. But have a great night, ladies. And as always, I know I probably can speak for Joy. If you have any questions at all, ask us. We're here to help you. Remember what it was like getting started, and no questions silly. I say that all the time, but I just want to reaffirm. Just ask your questions. That's what we're here for. Okay? Have a great night, guys.